What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again. Guys, we have a 2003 Dave Blaney Jasper Ford Taurus in the studio today. Some of y'all might remember this paint scheme from Darlington, where he actually finished third to Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright folks, here we go with one of the more interesting diecast reviews on the channel. If you were to tell me this was a raced version, I would believe you. That's how much wear and tear is on this car. And honestly, I feel like as time goes on, the worn race cars are actually going to be kind of a collecting niche within the diecast community. You might be thinking, okay, DB, you're tripping. Think about it. Some people like to collect worn like toys and stuff because it was used, it was from a generation, it's nostalgic if you grew up in that time period. So like this car right here, I played with, 20 years ago and whatnot. It's seen a lot of Duralast Cup Series style racing, which is why the car is so chipped up. But my point is, it shows that these cars had, they were played with, they were loved, they were enjoyed, right? So I feel like as time goes on, and this could be years, I mean, maybe a decade or two, I feel like these type of diecasts are actually going to be appreciated because people are like, wow, someone really appreciated this car growing up as a kid. So you got Jasper engines, transmissions right there on the hood of the car. It's a nice soft yellow across the whole car. It's actually more of a banana shade of yellow rather than a taxi cab yellow. Go to the front of the diecast, and the front valence almost looks like it's skewed out. That is pretty cool. Got Ford Taurus, got the silver etched headlights, very, very sharp. Got a ton of wear and tear. I mean, I know it's like, oh, it's a used car, it looks like Dookie. To me, this looks like a raced version. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I've had this diecast for probably about 22 years now, fellas. Yeah, your boy DB is getting old. Got Moog, Edelbrock, and Sunoco. Or not Sunoco, I'm an idiot. Union 76 Racing Fuel. This team, number 77, oh my goodness, what team did he drive for? Oh, I'm tripping. I know the team name somewhere. I'm tripping and I can't remember it, so I apologize. But he transferred over from driving the 92 car in 2001, and then I think he switched over to the 77 in 2002. Could be tripping on that. And then obviously one of his best career runs was that third place run at Darlington when Craven and Kurt Busch. And the thing is, when Craven and Kurt Busch were racing at Darlington 03, if they would have crashed like in 3 and 4 or spun out in the front straightaway, which we have seen happen in NASCAR Cup Series competition, Dave Blaney wins the 03 Spring Darlington race very easily. So it was one of the biggest what-ifs, I think, of the Winston Cup era, is that if they would have wrecked with how aggressive they were racing, this could have been a race-winning car in 03. And Dave Blaney would have been a NASCAR Cup Series winner like his son, which would, he would win in 2017, his first race. So you got Jasper right there. You have some smaller contingencies on the quarter panel. Again, this diecast, it looks like a raced version. So some people, they might think it looks like garbage. To me, I love it. I mean, heck, I've done a diecast review on junkyard cars, right? I find the worn race cars, I find them interesting. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Got Dave Blaney right there, his signature. Got the number 77. What a cool paint scheme, by the way. His son did a throwback to this, I think it was 2018, but it had the Menard sponsorship. So instead of running just the normal yellow, I think they actually ran the Dayglow yellow. Very similar to Brandon Jones in 2025 when he ran the Matt Kenseth 2013 throwback, but instead of having this kind of yellow, which would have been the Dollar General color, they ran the Dayglow Menards yellow. Obviously, this was not a good design choice, choosing a Goodyear yellow logo with no outlining on a bright yellow car. That is not good design choice. Sorry, Racing Champions. Oh yeah, this is a Racing Champions diecast, by the way. True Value, Nomec, I think it's Nomec, Autometer, Jessel, whatever the biff that is, EA Sports. Wait, wasn't this car not even on NASCAR Thunder 2004, or am I tripping? I want to say this car got snubbed from 2004. It wasn't on NASCAR 02. Was this on NASCAR Thunder 2004? I'm tripping. I know it was on NASCAR Heat, right? NASCAR Heat, what was it, Dirt to Daytona or something. But that is fascinating that this car apparently was, I don't think it was on either of the Thunder games from '03 and '04. That's crazy. Got Gatorade and NASCAR race car. With the back panel of the diecast, again, like I said, you know, these cars, I know they look really destroyed, but if you look at some of these like original stock cars from 15 to 20 years ago, this is how they look. They look dusty, they look beat up, a lot of rust. I mean, have you seen the 2013 Dodge Charger Cup car? Yes, Dodge Charger Cup car. They made like only a very small handful. I seen one of them. The whole thing was left outside or parked in a saltwater garage because it is rusted. A 2013 model car, probably really made late 2012, you know, because they do that stuff way ahead before Dodge pulled the plug on the 2013 campaign. But the whole, like, you can see, like, the roll cage and stuff, it is rusted. So it's a really interesting piece that of NASCAR history. Hopefully they put that, like, in the Hall of Fame or something, especially if Dodge comes back in 2026. But that just kind of shows you that even the original stock cars, they actually look pretty similar to this. Some of them, they're not all cleaned up like the the museum pieces. Okay, Jasper engines and transmissions. Taurus right there. Not sure. Okay, I think that's just scrapage there. Got number 77. But the right side of the diecast, and the Racing Champions for Taurus mold is actually pretty accurate. I would say it's better than the Action Winter Circle one in terms of accuracy, in my honest opinion. But again, it's always the diecast metal quality. That's the only problem with the Racing Champions cars. What's fascinating is I really don't see any like decal cracks on this, which is really interesting. Yeah, there's 1,000 scrapages on it, but I don't see any decal cracks, which is something I did not expect because I've done a diecast review on a 2002 Ricky Craven diecast. It was the Tide alternate paint scheme, and the thing had a whole bunch of decal cracks on the yellow portion of the car. Well, the whole car is painted yellow. The brighter the color, the weaker the integrity of the paint is. And naturally, this car is, even though it's very worn, it is aged pretty well. Go to the top of the diecast, you have the 77, and notice that very nice silver outlining to it. That's a very nice, subtle touch. And then you go to the deck lid of the car. No sponsor there, and yes, the window bars are worn. It looks a lot worse than what it really is, but the window bar print on the Racing Champions cars, like if I had to compare like the current day Lionel window print detail, and let's say that's a 10, these are probably a 1 in terms of quality, because these things would literally rub off like nothing, right? So that's why a lot of the used Racing Champions ones, they don't have no window bar detail. Like they used very cheap materials, and they pretty much just rubbed off the windshield. So that is all for today's diecast review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do you have this diecast? It's definitely one of my favorite paint schemes of 2003 because, Dave Blaney, Darlington, like I feel like every collector of 2003 NASCAR diecast, you need a Kurt Busch Sharpie Rubbermaid Ford, right? And you need a Pontiac Tide 32 Ricky Craven car. And then you need the 77 Jasper Dave Blaney car. You got to have the Darlington set, which that would make a really cool diecast set if they ever wanted to make that in the future. All three of those cars, top 3 finish at Darlington. That's all for now. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to help support the channel for all your new diecast purchases, head over to Circle B Diecast. Use promo code Diecastbuffet. They do have some older diecasts over there too. Check out their 164s. They have some late 90s, early 2000s stuff, even some COTs. Yes, even some COTs. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet signing off.